Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Swamp at Champ Bailey Field. I'm Adam Bell, along with head coach Russ Murray and Sammy Hendricks. Coach Murray Show. We're taping up here tonight in the Swamp, expecting a Braves game today, Coach. But I don't know if we're going to get it in or not.
Well, everybody's in charge. I guess it will be Coach Wittenberg and Coach Phillips, and I guess administration for Bethune. They're trying to get it done, and we're in that league, so we need to get it done. So they're waiting it out. I think they're shooting for 5:30 now, so maybe we can do it.
All right, maybe we'll get that in before or after we're done here. Hey, Coach, last Friday night, big game down in Yulee. That place was packed, Coach. I saw you made the post over the weekend thanking our Road Warriors. Boy, they showed up Friday night.
Oh, yeah, and I knew I'm going to use this opportunity to thank each and every person that went. I wished I could see them face to face. And, of course, you guys, I want to thank y'all for covering it, and everybody that watched, I guess, all over the world, all over the country. It was big for them to be supporting the kids. I mean, those boys work real hard, and they live off of that energy. And our crowd, I think, you did a good job. The only thing would have been better if they didn't have a track in between the bench and the field. That's why I like out the Swamp so much. We don't have a track, but
we had the track occupied.
Well, yeah, that's right. But anyway, I appreciate everybody going over and supporting the boys. It was a huge challenge for us. That was a dang good team we played Friday night, and our boys stepped up and did a good job. I thought a fantastic job at times, and I'm proud of our effort. Our boys and our coaches, and as you like to say, the Indian Nation, those Road Warriors. I appreciate all them coming.
It was a big night. I know Jalen, I saw on Georgia High School Football Daily Monday morning, Jalen had one of the top performances here in the state, or for the state of Georgia, with running back right at I think they posted 181 yards.
Yeah.
Right?
He's got roughing around 355 for 2 games, I believe. We are a run first team. I mean, I think everybody knows that, but we had the capabilities of throwing it when we have to. And he does a good job in our offensive line, and they're getting better and better and better. I can't wait. I'm an offensive line coach, growing up, and I love watching them how they're growing and maturing. They're got a chance to be real good by the end of the season, and they're paving the way for him.
Friday night, that first drive, Yulee had the ball, went down the field, but the defense they kind of bent, but they didn't break.
Yeah, I told somebody the other day, we bent a lot. I don't know how. I think that number one caught like 372 passes. I know he caught a pile of passes, but we did one thing. We kept them all in front of us, and we didn't completely break by that one time. Mm-hmm. And I'm proud of Coach Hagan's and his boys' effort on that for sure. We could have laid down and let them just go ahead and score, but we fought hard. They had it inside our 5, I think, twice, and we fought hard, and they didn't get anything out of it. And so anytime you get inside the 10 3 times and only give up 1 score, that's something to be happy about.
Sammy?
Well, Coach, just right off the bat, I'm going to say something before I ask you questions. If week 1 and week 2 were any kind of indicative of what's going to happen the rest of the year, it's going to be a great season. I mean, you can't ask for much better football than we had the first 2 weeks of the year. 2 great ball games.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go straight to the quarterback play. You come over here and you practice all summer long. You practice during the week between games. Going into Friday night, wound up being nasty weather. Right. I think Aiden Cruz done a great job at quarterback. He had to handle some snaps which could have been because of a wet ball. Right. He had to handle some difficult snaps and done a great job handling the ball back there. For the whole. I mean, even when in the third and fourth quarter when it rained a lot, he done a great job. And offense as well. I don't think we had any turnovers.
We had a fumble.
One fumble. But I think he done a great job handling the ball in quarterback position Friday night.
Yeah, you mentioned Aiden. I mean, Aiden is he's not going to lose a ball game for us. I don't believe he's going to do what we ask him to do. He's a game manager. With Jalen, we have a super arm and great legs, and he can run and throw and stuff. And we made the move. We put him out wide receiver because we become so much better at wide receiver than we drop off at quarterback. Now we lose a powerful arm at quarterback, and but Aiden is a game manager. He can see what's going on, and you know, me and you could go back there and play quarterback as long as we got Lily in the backfield with us.
Right.
You know, and yes, he did do a good job holding on to that wet ball, and I'm proud of him. That was his first start. I'm proud of him for that, and you know, and they all did well, you know, protecting that ball. You know, about the and he got, and he feels bad about himself, but our center, he got the most I guess jeers from the coaching staff the way he played, but you know, some bad snaps. But that ball's wet now, and that field wasn't in best conditions either. So he probably you know, he had something on his hands or something like that. But yes, you mentioned that. I'm proud of the boys the way they protected the ball for sure.
Right. And you know, going to the defensive side, you know, we kind of had, and y'all just talked about a while ago, that kind of bend don't break defense. And you know, Yulee done a great job on the defensive side too. We was able to get what we needed to get in the end zone to win the ball game. I mean, they threw, you know, a bunch of short passes on us, a couple long ones. Defense doing a good job keeping them out of the end zone.
That's right. You know that, and you know that's what Coach Hagan's his philosophy was. You know, we're going to, they might complete them, but they're going to have to earn them. And I think they did. That number one they had was a fine. I don't remember his name, but fine receiver. I think he's committed to UConn. He's going to go up there and play next year. And the quarterback, he did a good job just communicating with him and throwing the ball. Now when we, you know, Coach Hagens was upset, and I was right along amen and everything he said because we didn't pressure him enough.
Right.
And then of course y'all saw the tide kind of turn a little bit whenever we started pressuring him and we made him move around. You know, he wasn't as accurate then. And, you know, Coach Hagens and the boys did a fine job, like you said, bending but not breaking, you know, and I'll take that, you know, and I'm sure Coach Hagens will. He probably go, I give up 500 yards receiving but only or on passing but I only gave up 2 touchdowns. I'll take that. Of course, they had a touchdown, but I think it was a rushing touchdown, correct?
Yep.
So, but anyway, you know, I'm sure he'll take that, you know, because we're learning. You know, we're new defense, and he's not teaching them anything that they can't handle as far as complication or whatever, as far as his terminology. But it's more than they've had. I mean, he's coming straight from the college ranks, and he's putting it on them, and he's making them understand. And he has a good job. He does a great job relating to the boys, and you know, I'm proud of and we're work in progress. You know, I tell y'all every week. You know, we're getting there, but we're a work in progress. Every week we're trying to get better, for sure.
Well, you know, the second half we noticed a lot more blitzing from the defense. Was that intention to get more pressure on quarterback, or was it because of the, you know, maybe seeing the big gaps that the lineman had, or?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing he was telling them, and it makes a lot of sense. You know, for just people listening. You know, if you're playing defense, you don't need to touch anybody that doesn't have the ball, because if you do that, you're getting blocked. And that's what we were doing. They were making those big gaps for our linemen and even our linebackers when they blitzed, but we were running into people, and it made no sense because all they were doing was buying time for the quarterback.
Right.
And they cut some of that out in the second half. We just started, okay, we're blitzing, we're shooting these gaps, we're not touching anybody. We're going to the quarterback. He's the only one with the ball. And they did a good job responding to that. Like I said, they're learning, and we're getting there, you know. So I'm proud of our effort and our learning doing that. Yes, sir.
We were talking about last week. Y'all were talking about the defense a moment ago. Two games in, 2 completely different offenses. Jeff Davis running the ball constantly. Then you go to Yulee, and they're airing it out like old Eric Coryell in San Diego. I mean, from a defensive preparation standpoint, I know we talked about that a little bit last week. The defense responded well, going from one just night and day, 2 different offenses.
Well, that's you know, Coach Hagens on defense. That's his job, to figure out what he thinks they're best at doing, and getting the boys to watch the film, which they're doing a great job. The quarterback club is getting their money's worth off of that huddle this year because they've watched more film and they've been challenged by the coaching staff to watch film to learn what's going on, and they see what's going on. You know, we knew Yulee could run, but we knew they didn't run for whatever reason. Of course, we only have one game to base it on. But we did have some film from last year. They like to throw. Coach Doherty does a great job down there, and he's a South Florida boy, and he likes to throw the ball. And so, you kind of get that from film study and your tendencies from previous games to try to get the guys ready on what we're preparing for.
And Friday night, Yulee goes down toward the end of the game. They score. They get the ball back. They got a 4th and long, and the quarterback's helmet came off.
Right. On the third down play.
Explain to the fans what happened there, because that was crazy.
Well, he's got in high school football, you can't be saved by a timeout. Ware County, their season ended maybe last year before. It was last year, I guess. They were playing someone, Dakula maybe. I can't remember who they were playing, but they were playing somebody, and that great quarterback they had down at UCF, his helmet came off, and they were at the last play. And they had to bring in a freshman to run it. And that's the same thing that happened to him the other day. It was going to be 4th down. His helmet came off, so he's got to go.
Yep.
And he tried to stay in there, and I'm sure he was upset. I don't want to leave. And I don't know whether he said something, the coaching staff said something, but that's all right. It cost them another 15 yards. So now instead of just having to get what they had to get 15 more. So basically, in a nutshell, what happened was helmet came off. He had to leave the field for a play. Yeah. A timeout can't help you in high school. To get him back on. You could
kind of feel like maybe Yulee was gaining some momentum up to that point, even though they were going backwards. The defense had them in 4th and long to begin with. And then the coach, I guess they get that penalty, and that was it.
Well, anytime you have a passing attack like they have, you're in the game up till the last play. Remember, we can look on that wall there in 04, 05, 06. We can sling that thing around with the best of them, and you give us 15 seconds, we might make it all the way down the field, and so they were definitely in it till we stopped them that down for sure.
I really thought that was a big play. During halftime, Coach, normally you go to a locker room, or thank goodness the weather held out for you guys. You guys were in the end zone during halftime.
Well, after that pregame, we always walked the game off the field before the game, and if you know where we are here in Indian Field, Champ Bailey Field, think of where Burger King is. That's about where we had to walk to. Not quite, but it seemed like that. And I decided then, once we made that walk, I said, when we leave the locker room to come to the field dressed, we're not coming back to the locker room till after the game. And so we did. And our kids were great about being out in the open there, and our coaches were able to do their thing, coach like they coach and teach, and the kids were attentive to us, not watching the bands play.
Yeah, you got to watch the band to pride.
I cheated a little bit because my daughter, she's a senior, and I got to watch her twirl a little bit. So I went over to the side and cheated a little bit and watched her twirl because I don't get to see her, haven't got to see her much. So
Absolutely.
I cheated. So that was a plus for me. But our kids and coaches did a great job doing what we had to do. It's kind of like our philosophy, man. We had to win today. It was crazy, the whole situation, but we had to do our best to try to get most out of it, and the kids did a great job.
That's the nice thing about having a great staff that you have. The head coach can kind of sneak away a little bit and check out his daughter twirling.
Yeah, well, I'm getting logistics ready for us to go to that game at Brunswick. I'm working hard on that while these guys are banging it for West Nassau, and that's
Sure.
and that's what they want to do. They want to coach,
Yeah.
and I let them coach. I'm gonna let Coach Stevenson own that offense. I'm gonna let Coach Hagens own that defense, and they all own different special teams. But if they feel like they own it, they're gonna put more into it, and the kids are gonna see how much they're putting in it, and vice versa. The kids are gonna put more into it. So I've had my time doing it. Of course, I do miss now. I'd like to trade jobs with Coach Lloyd down there in the offensive line a bunch, during the season sometimes. But it is what it is, and I'm happy to let those guys do it. I'm so fortunate to have a staff that I have.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. Sammy, you got anything before we head to a break?
Just one more. Coach, you're looking at the special team, some of the most underrated and appreciated people on the football team. I know special teams are really big for you, and probably the rest of the coaching staff as well. What a great job that our special team, especially on the field goal, extra point tries, and the punting team this Friday night, doing it wet, bad situations. It's one thing to come out here and practice
Yeah.
all week, and then you're getting like that. You're already under pressure to begin with to try to make sure you hit those extra points. And Garrett and the long snap, Robert, long snapper, and the holders, great job on extra points and punting the game.
Yeah, you know, we know we can see G. Garrett because he's the one that kicks it through. And, you know, Robert snaps it, you know. But I'm telling you, the guy that has the toughest job is David Waters. You know, David is his first year doing this, and I think he's done a fantastic job. You know, because there was that ball, I think the second touchdown was soaking wet, had to be, and he fumbled it, but he got it down for G. And you're right, it goes unnoticed by most people, but it didn't go unnoticed by us. You know, we saw it on the film. We were just, you know, jacked for him, pumped and stuff like that, and you know, it's fantastic, you know, what they're doing.
All right, gentlemen, anything else on last Friday night before we head to a break? And we'll come back and we'll cover middle school JV.
All right.
You got time, Coach? Or do you
Yeah,
want to?
no.
You got time? Okay, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
I'm not going anywhere. We got it.
It's lunchtime. Come on down to Whistling Dixie and try some of our fantastic sandwiches. We even have wraps. We can put them on a pita bread for you. And hey, don't forget, we have those great salads, chef salads, chicken salad plates, tuna salad plates. It's all good. Remember, we have that wonderful Bluebell ice cream, all your favorite flavors. Try a double scoop waffle cone. You can even mix and match your favorite flavors. And for a quick pick-me-up, come on in for a delicious cappuccino or a small shot of espresso. Either one will wake you up. So come on down to Whistling Dixie. Let us serve you. And go Indians!
Since 2009, Southeastern Automotive Group has been buying for and selling to most of the franchise dealerships in the area. What if you were able to bypass the big dealerships with the big markups? Buy direct from the supplier. Save thousands of dollars on your next vehicle purchase. Have a trade-in? No problem. With used vehicles in such high demand, Southeastern Automotive Group has dealers ready to buy your trade. If Southeastern Automotive Group doesn't have the perfect vehicle for you, using their vehicle locator program, they will have it shipped in without any hassle or haggling you hate. With over hundreds of thousands of cars available at auctions across the nation, your next vehicle purchase is just a click away.
Good evening. Welcome back to the Coach Murray Show. We're set up out here at the Swamp at Champ Bailey Field getting ready for some Braves football, but in the meantime, we tackled Coach Russ Murray. Get a show in with us. Coach, got a big week coming up, West Nassau week, but real quick, got the Braves coming up and JV tomorrow at West Nassau.
Yeah, I'm excited about watching these young kids play today against Pierce. That'll be a good test for them. You know, I don't know how. You know, it's been so long since we've been in this league. I don't know where our kids stack up against other opponents, and I think this is the league opener today, correct?
Yes,
I think so.
This league
Yeah.
opener, we play St. Mary's, which was out of the league last week, and Pierce is has always been one of the favorites, you know, as far as all sports, and it'll be a good test for us. And I'm excited to see them play and get some action in. As far as tomorrow, you know, we have our guys going down to West Nassau, so they'll kind of get a hint on what West Nassau is going to do, because just like us, they do the same thing as the varsity does, and we're going down there. It's always exciting to go down there, and they run it like a little high school ball game. Well, it is high school, but like a varsity ball game, and they'll have a band and stuff like that out there, and it'd be exciting for our boys down there for sure. And then this game Friday night we got coming on. I mean, it's been years in the making. You know, Coach Mack had tried to get some Nassau schools playing. We did play Hilliard a time or two, and we tried Yulee, we tried Fernandina, but it's never worked out. And it's been years since we were able to get a game up with a Nassau school, and we got two this year back to back, and I'm excited about, you know, Coach Armstrong. You know, his team's always they do well, they play hard, and you know the Callahan is a lot like Folkestone, you know, so you know it's going to be a good test for us and them, and I hope they bring a crowd. I hope the weather's good, and And I know our kids are fired up to finally be playing here. It seems like we haven't been here in forever. You know, we had the scrimmage, and I'm excited about that for sure.
Yeah, you and I talked about the energy up here 2 weeks ago going into Jeff Davis. You kind of feel the energy picking up last week with Yulee and even more this week with West Nassau. It seems to be on the uptrend.
Yeah, and the kids feel it too, and the kids play. I feel like the kids play harder when they feel it. You know, they know people are supporting them. I mean, we went when those kids were when they were 1-9 when I first started. We could feel it, you know, and even though we were doing what we were doing, we could feel that. You know, that people were supporting. There was a lot of people still supporting us because they knew we were young. But you know, it's hard to support you when you're getting your eyes beat out. You know, and now that we're 2-0, hopefully we'll get more people on this Indian train, and we'll see what the future holds. Because all we're going to try to do is get better each week, and
every week.
You know, and the chips may fall where they fall.
Sammy,
I'm just going to kind of hit on the same thing you were talking about. First 2 games on the road. Game number 3, we're finally back here to play. We ain't got to worry about getting up and leaving at 4:30, 5 o'clock to travel somewhere.
Right.
Kids will be at home. Only got 4 games, and the first one of the 4 at home is a big one.
Yes, sir.
It ought to be a good ball game.
Yeah, like I said, we haven't played West Nassau, Callahan in 30-something years since I played, and we weren't real good back when I played here. And I feel like we owe them something, just for my part. But that's not, that's neither here nor there. We're just gonna try to get better tomorrow, and anytime you play in front of your home folks, you want to play your best for sure. And I'm excited for the boys, and I'm excited for this town, and we're just gonna get there and try to win today for sure.
Talking about us being at home, I've had a couple people ask me first couple of days a week already. At the gate here, we will be taking regular cash money for our tickets instead of having to go on. Everybody don't have to go on the GoFan, right?
Yes, from what I understand, that is what we're doing. Coach Phillips does a great job on our webpage, Charlton County Athletics on Facebook, to keep everybody noted about that. But yes, he'll be taking cash too. But just like it's the world. We talked about it. Encourage you to buy them up front so you got it. So and all those things like that. So.
Coach, on the West Nassau game Friday, let's dive into that. What are you expecting out of them? I know we've already kind of hinted around about them. What are you expecting out of West Nassau?
You're going to see a lot of familiar things like Jeff Davis. They're run-oriented. Quarterback can throw, though, hit some seams and things like that down the field. But they're going to be run-oriented, some option stuff, and causes some problems. They're going to be a big old mass of people, and we're trying to get through them, and Coach Higgins is coaching the boys up, daily, try to get to that point,
So when they come in here Friday night, going to see not as much throwing as Yulee, but not as much. It's kind of more of a mix between Jeff Davis and Yulee, maybe.
No, you're going to see more of a Jeff Davis, I think. Could be wrong, but because they will throw it a little bit. Because they're going to give. We may give them a defense that they we might throw out of them. I'm not going to put in there what exactly we're doing right now, but we're going to line up and say, we might need to throw against them, or we might need to keep running this play here or there. It all depends. If we'll see, and it's the coach's defense is a chess match. You kind of figure out what's going on at the beginning, and you go from there. But it looks like these guys may be getting ready to play, and I do not want to cut away from them and your sponsors for sure. Like I said, I want to tell everybody thank you again for supporting us the last 2 weeks on the road, man. It means a lot, and I truly meant that last weekend when I said that. I wish I could thank each and every one for going to that game and things like that. And then one more thing to my boys, they've been so unselfish, some of them about doing playing different roles out there on the practice field and stuff like that in games, and that's got the marks of a special team. And I'm excited about everything going on. And like I said, we're going to try to make tomorrow better than today. Just win today. That's what we're going to do.
We need a packed house in here Friday night, Coach. I know did you guys sometimes I repeat things you guys have already done. Have you guys already gone over GoFan?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Okay, you've already mentioned that. All right. I didn't want to double up on that. So we got the GoFan, got the pregame. We're going to get a home I've told you in the past, I always love our home pregame. Get the band of pride out here. Are we going full tilt?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So we don't have to worry about the COVID and all to get it all
no,
out
man,
there.
that stuff's history. Hopefully.
There is nothing like Friday night football in the swamp. You got the band of pride coming out, the run through, the chop going on. I mean, the whole thing. You got to be here to experience it. Anything else, fellas? Quarterback Club. I know y'all been doing meetings every week.
We'll have another meeting next Tuesday night. Tuesday at 6:30. Every Tuesday night during the season, we'll have one.
All right. Well, I guess we'll head out because I got to change gears and get ready
right.
for a live webcast now.
That's right.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thank you
coming
very
up with
much.
us.
Thank you, Sammy.
Yes, sir.
Y'all, thank you for watching the Coach Murray Show. We've got Braves football coming up next.
Appreciate it.
UFP Folkestone, the #1 site-built construction plant in Georgia, is now hiring for multiple departments. We've been around since 2016, and we're located in, you guessed it, Folkestone, Georgia. Around here, we're more than just co-workers. We're like family, and we're part of an international family of companies with a long history of promoting from within. So if you like to work hard and get rewarded for it, this is the place for you. Check out our openings at ufpi.com/careers.
In your time of need, give Rob Robertson a call at 912-496-7388. Shepherd Robertson Funeral Home says go Indians.
ESP Specialist in Fabrication is located at 169 Little Phoebe Church Road in Folkestone, Georgia. President Mark Pickering and his employees utilize the latest technology with a skilled workforce to supply customers with the best custom fabrication possible. Serving clients at home and abroad makes ESP a premier employer in Charlton County. For all your specialty and fabrication needs, contact ESP at 912-496-2583 today. They're also on Facebook at ESP Specialist Fabrication. ESP is a proud sponsor of Charlton Sportsnet.
Got the papers and the trash.